Welcome to the Mr. Writers Homes Living in Arizona YouTube channel, and Happy New Year! Thank you for sticking with us through the thick and thin. I'm trying something a little different. Stay around. Important information about the Phoenix metro real estate market and buying, selling, investing, and renting information in general. One thing that I wanted to really focus on in 2026 and moving forward is what's really important. I can read facts and figures till the cows come home, but what you want to know is what is and what isn't. Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? What if you're doing both? All of that information is right here in this video. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. You're going to want to really absorb some of this information. Get your popcorn, favorite beverage, and let's take it away. Jennifer, you know what to do. Help us out.
You got it, Sean. New listings. In December, there were 5,874. In November, there was quite a few at 6,505. And last year, this time, there were 5,454.
New listings, you can see that we're down from last month and up from last year, but within the percentage range, we're still fine. Properties are being added to the market, as you can see, and in a bit, you'll see that properties are being sold, and that's actually some pretty exciting news that I'm going to share with you guys when it comes to properties being sold, because typically it doesn't happen this way, but I know why it's happening, and you're going to know why in a minute too, so let's move right along.
Active listings. In December, there were 24,837. The previous month was about the same, 24,774. But last year, this time, it was less at 20,078.
Active listings, I'm not exactly doing backflips over the numbers that I'm seeing because we're up significantly from last year, which is fine for one side, that side being buyers. There's more selection, and with more selection, that gives them more options. In other words, they can come in a little stronger, maybe more repairs, a move-in time that best fits them, and ultimately, perhaps a lower price. It's not, when a market has higher of one side, in this case inventory, and the other side being lower of inventory, it's not every house is going to fall into the buyer is going to steal the property and the seller is going to have to fix everything from ground up. That's not exactly the case, but it definitely swings the proverbial pendulum to a buyer's advantage where they know that a seller has more competition. And if you're selling a property, again, it's not doomsday for you. The answer is right there. And I always go by the 3 Ps: price, product, and promotion. If you have those things dialed in, then everything usually takes care of itself. There's no magic wand or crystal ball to selling properties, but what there is statistics and data like this that can tell you, hey, when there's more houses for sale in, let's say, your neighborhood, then you a seller have to focus in on exactly what need be done. And then there's still niche products where it doesn't matter how many properties are for sale. They just go pretty quick because it's a very popular neighborhood or style, location, etc. But in the big picture, right now, we have more properties that are still for sale, and you'll see a bit down the road in this video, so stick around, how that's going to affect what sellers should be doing and what buyers should be doing, and ultimately which way the market is shifting. Please click subscribe, like, leave us a comment. That truly helps this channel grow.
Closed listings. I'm going to start off with last year's stats for December. 5,028 closed listings. And last month, there were 6,188. Like nobody's buying, all right? Hint, hint. That's not the case, obviously. And then November, there were 6,307 closed listings. So people are buying.
This information is need to know, and I mean, it's really going to help you save time and money. And after all, when people make any purchases, they want to make sure that they're getting the most bang for the buck. Can you imagine finding out that you overpaid $10 for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, you might be a little bit upset. Or there was a buy one, get one free at Burger King and you just didn't know about it. Well, imagine if you didn't do your homework or research when it comes to buying a property and or selling a property. That's why I'm making these videos. So what I'm asking you is help me help you save time and money on any side of the real estate coin. Again, typically buying and or selling, but we cover investing, renting, property management. We do everything at Mr. Rogers Home. So give us a call. And if there's a video that you want made, let me know in the comments. Let's just help each other and move on. Pardon the pun. Closed listings, you can see that there's many more this year than last year, and that's a good thing. You'll see a bit down the road, and I'm going to call it out again, average sales price. They're not decreasing. In fact, you're probably going to be shocked to see what they are doing or how much they are increasing. And that's triggering, if that's a word I can use, buyers to say, hey, it looks like the economy, again, gas and eggs are down and prices don't seem to be following suit. Interest rates are trickling in the direction that's helping buyers and sellers. Sellers aren't anti-lower interest rates. It helps them move their product. So in the big picture, when we're closing more listings, that's a good thing. Products are being moved off the shelf. And I think it also ties into what people foresee an economy going to be. When the economy starts doing well, picking up speed, traditionally, prices don't go down. So that's just my FYI to buyers. If you're thinking about it, let's get out there and unlock some doors. There's no pressure of, signing on the dotted line, but learn the process, get to know what you're actually looking for. And then if and when, I should say, or more likely when you find the house of your dreams, it's not a shock and you don't have to be pushed through the steps. You're going through the steps at your own speed.
Well. The crowd favorite, average sales price. Last month, it was $625,513. And in November, it was $592,458. I'll do the math for you. That's $33,000 that prices went up over 1 month. And last year, this time, it was $612,540.
Thank you, Jennifer. One thing that we want to make crystal clear is we're not here to rub it into anybody or say, I told you so. We're here to give you this information so you can absorb it, calculate it, and then formulate a personal custom fit game plan for buying and or selling. But as the numbers show, prices of properties here in the Valley of the Sun are not going down. And I don't see that happening just based on everything that's happening around us. Again, economy is one thing, but the weather here, the jobs here, the lifestyle here, that's also a big push to why a lot of the properties are moving. And at whatever pace they're moving, by the way, when I say there's this number and that number, I can read numbers to the cows come home. It's kind of what I do. I'm a numbers guy when it comes overall real estate. But ultimately, it's about you. Does it really matter if 6,000 properties are selling and 10,000 properties are being put on the market? Probably not in the big picture. But what it does come down to is, hey, this is what we want to spend. This is where we want to be. This is what we want our home to look like. How many are out there that fit that pattern or fit that mold perhaps? And what's it going to cost me per month? What am I going to have to sacrifice? Am I going to sacrifice? Those are the big things that people want to know. So again, numbers, we can get the facts and figures. I got computers running in the background telling me what is and what isn't. But ultimately, bluntly, who cares? It's what you need to make you and or your family feel safe, secure, happy, and enjoy life. The house turns out to be a home. Location's important, your surroundings. I'm not really telling you anything new, but if it comes down to pricing, you'd want to save a couple of dollars when purchasing a home, especially first-time buyers. It's a shell shocked from, perhaps living with mom or a roommate. Things are a little different when it's yours and that payment comes in every month. So, I'm sorry, would it be payment? Yeah, payment comes in and you have to make your mortgage payment is what I meant. But my point being, great investment, in my humble opinion, real estate is. And maybe that's another avenue you want to explore, buying an investment property or selling your main property and or keeping your main property and investing. Just so many different left, rights, and middles when it comes to possibilities in Valley of the Sun real estate. But ultimately, the information I'm just trying to give you right now, what we were talking about was price. It went up from last month. It went up from last year. I don't see that changing. Are there going to be ebbs and flows in real estate? Of course there are. That's life in oceans, and I'll say that all the time. But my point, and I'm trying to make it, Lord, I am, it's a good time to get out there and look for properties if you're looking to buy a home of your own, because there's plenty of them. And just because prices go higher, that doesn't mean because we want to work with you. We want to be the ones that help you for the rest of your real estate journey to life. And right now, whatever you would want to offer, we could help you out with. Again, I am sorry for going on and on, but that's going to be my new style. So some people are going to like it and some people aren't, and I'm not going to apologize for it. It's really just me caring about you. And if it ultimately comes down to a decision that is based on a fact, I want to make sure you have those facts to make that best decision. I don't want to forget to plug our new home search app. It is amazing. I think we'll put the link down in the description, and you should be seeing the QR code and the icon where it's located on Apple and Android. It's fast, it's free, it's private. We don't sell your information. In the bottom right hand corner under the word more, MORE, you can get a free buyers, sellers, and or relocation guide, just full of awesome information. And of course, you can browse properties, homes for sale and for rent that are legally listed. There's the plug. Let's move on. Thank you for being you. Next up,
sold to list price ratio. In December, it was 97.22%. In November, it was 97.43%. And last year, it was 97.4%. And then what that just means is if a seller gets their full list price, then it would be 100%.
Sold to list ratio. Jennifer gave us the numbers and she gave us an explanation. So there's really no need to continue on with something that's darn near perfect. So with that, onward.
Monthly supply of inventory. In December was 3.6. In November, it was 3.9. And last year, this time, it was 4.0. Sean, can you explain this?
Jennifer, I'd be more than happy to explain it. In every Phoenix Metro Real Estate Market Update, I usually say something along this line. I believe a healthy inventory is somewhere between 2 months low, 4 months high, 3 months mean average. So you can see we're in that sweet spot, as it were, and all the numbers should be kind of sort of showing you it's a good time to be out there buying. And sellers, don't be afraid. You have to just follow the best path to get your house sold. And it's not impossible by any stretch. And once that market shifts, because it always does, like I've said earlier, and I'll say again, ebbs and flows. 1 minute it's a buyer's market, it holds steady in the middle somewhere, and then it's a seller's market. But in all my years, it's never been a 50-50 split kind of thing. So what is going to happen sooner or later is buyers will start jumping off that fence, as we say, and then they're going to start shopping, and then that's where sellers are going to be happy that they had their house in a position to put for sale, or if it's for sale, now buyers are going towards it, and hopefully they fall in love with your house and call it their home. That's the name of the game. Smiles, everybody. Smiles.
Listing success rate. In December was 67%. In November was 66.2%. And last year this time was 68%. Good news, bad news is out of every 3 listings, 2 are selling and 1 is not.
We're almost there, but not there yet. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't clicked like and subscribe, please do. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions, again, put them down below or reach out to me. My number is everywhere. You can't forget Mr. Rogers Homes, and I'm always here to help you. That's why we put these videos out. Thank you, Jennifer, for all you do. Listing success rate, yes, 2 out of 3 homes are selling. Just want to kind of clear that up a little bit. And I guess the balance of that would be 1 out of 3 houses are not selling. But that doesn't necessarily mean that if there are 3 houses on the block, 2 will sell and 1 won't. Sometimes it just comes down to a price range, location, styles. Those properties will move quicker than maybe another location, style, and price ranges. So it's not in general, it's more of a macro snapshot, or I should say it is in general, more of a macro, the forest versus a micro, the trees. But what's most important is when you and I or our team starts talking to you personally and dials in your game plan, you'll quickly see where you're looking, what's actually happening in that market. It might be a town, it might be a zip code, it might be a subdivision. Again, the more you dial it in and focus like a laser on your particular game plan and needs and wants when it comes to the buying a property or selling a property, you'll see how the numbers will affect you more than just general.
Average days on market. In December, it was 85. In November, it was 84. And this time last year, it was 75.
Well, that's definitely the last statistic about the Phoenix real estate metro market I can give you, but what I will say is it's not the least important. I really like to look at days on market, and something that I've been putting in the last couple of videos, and I really, based on the comments and everybody reaching out, and thank you for doing that, it's something that bears repeating. Days on market is not how long it takes a property to go for sale to sold. It's how long it takes a property to go from for sale to under contract. There's still other steps in that process. An appraisal, usually, home inspection, little steps before you actually sell the property, or a seller sells the property and a buyer gets the keys to their forever home. So just keep in mind that when you're looking at 85 days on market, and again, that's for the average sales price, maybe properties that are under the sales price or average sales price will sell quicker, and ones that might be double the average sales price will take longer or could take longer. But the point to this information is average days on market is how long it takes a property to go from for sale to under contract. That doesn't mean that there's a for sale sign with a sold sign on top of it quite yet. Can't wait to get it sold, and we will get it sold, but just wanted to make sure you understood that if you sign on the dotted line to have anybody, hopefully the Mr. Rogers Homes team, list your house for sale within that price range of average, the average days on market to go under contract in this particular time frame are the numbers you're looking at. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you watch this one. Until next time, take care. God bless America. I'll talk to you soon.